Welcome back to Weems Motor Co. Got another Triumph Chopper in the shop. Stick around. Alright, so I know what you're saying. Weems, you have enough projects, and you are correct. I have tons of projects. I think I have 7 pre-units now, not counting this one. And I cannot count this one because it belongs to somebody special. Who is that? Well, it's Jack.
No, wait a minute. Is that special, like, special, or like,
we're not talking about
love me special?
Well, we're not talking about the person who owns the bike, how special they are. But
again, the special. What meaning behind the special?
I don't know. Look it up in Merriam-Webster. Look it up in the dictionary. It means unique. How about that? You are unique.
I'm definitely
and
unique.
Not so beyond your knowledge is the Triumph brand. You have Vivian, and we've worked on that thing enough, and we're done working on Vivian. We're now working on this pre-unit. Now, have you named it yet?
Actually, yes.
Okay, what's this bike's name?
So, Colleen named it.
Okay, his wife. Okay.
We had both bikes sitting side by side, and she said that I'm not allowed to do to Vivian, or not allowed to do to this bike what I did to Vivian, because I kind of...
What, rebuild the whole engine, put the right front end on?
Put lipstick on a pig, made it look a little bit better.
All the jacked up stuff that you did.
Yeah.
So we're doing it right the first time is what you're saying.
Well, she thinks that this bike looks good the way it is.
Oh, okay.
And she doesn't want it to be shiny and new and chrome like I did to Vivian.
Hey, Vivian!
But I agree with you. Vivian's not...
I mean, she's not a born free bike.
No. But having these things sit side by side, she said it's like Clark Griswold and Cousin Eddie.
All right, so we get both of these bikes running. Is Colleen going to ride one so you can have both of them on the road at the same time, or is that going to be something I'm going to have to do?
But she wants to ride this one.
Okay. All right. Well, in order for her to ride it, you were saying, but we got to fix it, right?
Yeah, we got to get it. We got to get it actually running.
So wait, before you continue this, Jack actually did a video of us picking this bike up. So guy contacts me, says, hey, I've got this old pre-unit, and I'm like, I do not need another project, but the price was right. So I reached out to Jack first, and I said, hey, you wanted a pre-unit, here's the opportunity. Told him the price, and Jack's like, oh, dang it, Jared, let's do it. So we went and picked it up. If you want to see that video, go over to Bueller.1203, right?
Yep.
And check it out. Make sure you subscribe to his channel, follow all the cool stuff. But he's having some problems. He hasn't worked on a pre-unit. We got to figure out some clutch issues, and he has some customizing thing. I'm not worried about the customizing thing. We haven't heard this bike run. We haven't seen it spark. We haven't done anything. So that's going to be what we do. You okay with that?
Yeah.
All right. So you cleaned the carburetors.
I rebuilt the carburetor.
Rebuilt the carburetors. We'll figure out if he did it right. And what else?
Completely pulled the gearbox apart.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, did you do a video on that?
I did do a video on it.
Okay. Yeah. That's you're gonna have to watch that video. That I remember seeing the pictures. It was pretty nasty in there. So.
Yes, it was.
And you indexed it. It shifts to the gears.
Shifts. Everything shifts. Everything does everything the way it's supposed to, except for the clutch.
Okay. So, have you kicked it over? Like, do we know if the engine's loose?
I kicked it over. It went pop. And that was about it.
Okay.
And I haven't tried to do anything with it since. So I figure I need to bring it to the maestro and have him take a look at it, because you said something about putting the timing wheel on it and making sure that the...
Oh, yeah. But if the engine goes pop, we're going to have to figure that out first. So first thing to do is, I guess, get the clutch right, and then we can go to the next step after that. So, cool.
Word.
All right, let's get back on this Triumph Chopper. so first issue we discovered why the clutch wasn't working was the clutch push rod was about 1/4 inch too short. So did an old hot rod trick by putting a 1/4 inch ball bearing up into the pressure plate so it makes it stick out that 1/4 of an inch. So now we have enough protruding out of the gearbox, so when the clutch actuator arm goes to push that in, it's going to have enough space to push it in. Jack's cleaning parts that he didn't clean the first time, so now we're just going to button it back up, check that cable, make sure it works good, and then I think the next thing we'll do, that once we get the motor rotating, I want to pull a compression test on it just to check to make sure there's no stuck valves, anything like that. And if the motor rotates freely, then we can move on to setting up the Magneto, setting the timing, and see if this thing will fire.
It's special.
It's special. Jack, so clutch push rod was the wrong length, clutch cable's the wrong length, so we need to take your existing clutch cable and make it work. You ever built a cable before? Alright, I guess I gotta do this then. We're just cutting and soldering. It's all good.
Okay.
Too easy, let's do it.
Okay.
Okay. Alright, pull that clutch in, Jack.
In.
Oh, she going through. Let it out. Yeah! Hi there. Whew.
I have a clutch.
Well, here's what you didn't see on video was had some broken stuff on the inside. The clutch arm actuator, not good. So had to get some stuff right inside there, but we got it right. Hey, boom. All right, now clutch works. We could pull a compression test on it really quick just to see where we're at, and then once we know we got good compression, the valves aren't stuck or anything like that, because you haven't even adjusted the valves on this. Okay, so if it has good compression, that means the valves are okay adjusted. If it doesn't have good compression, then we need to check the valves to make sure that they're not, you know, too tight like you did on Vivian that one time where you're getting no compression.
Yep.
So we need to do that. But if it's good, then we can move on to the Magneto, set ignition, and see if we can get this thing to pop off.
What?
What? All right, let's do it. Faster. Jack, you're heavy-winded, so I don't want you to hurt yourself kicking this thing, but this time you get to see how much the primary side cylinder is, so we'll figure out which one is stronger or if they're the same. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go! What you got?
A little over 125.
That's not bad. Let's try the other one again with me kicking. There you go, buddy. Ready?
Yep.
What you got?
Right at 100.
That's what we had a minute ago.
Are you a little winded?
Hey, I kicked more in those 2 turns than you did first time you kicked.
Yeah, probably.
All right, so we're at 100 on the timing cylinder. Could be valves. Still not bad. I bet you it would run like this. But since we're here, let's go ahead and adjust the valve. 2 and 4, 2 thousandths on the intake side, 4 thousandths on the exhaust side. I'm not putting filler gauges in here. I've done this 1,000 times. I know what it feels like. I know what it sounds like. We're just gonna adjust them. Valve's adjusted pretty quick. We're gonna lower it back down and we're gonna pull that compression test one more time, both cylinders, just to make sure we're good. And then move on to the ignition magneto. Jack, back up. I'm lowering this thing down. As I'm still catching my breath from kicking this 1960 Triumph, what model, TR6?
Yes.
TR6C, as Jack always finds these really cool rare bikes that have been turned into choppers. So it's still giving us 125 on the primary side. Time inside's 100. It did, you said, go up a little bit, maybe 105. Valves are adjusted right. I'm assuming it's probably, it might just be the valves have carbon buildup on them, not getting a good seat there. It could also be just worn rings on that side. It'll run if we hook up the ignition. So, ignition time. We got it set, 38 degrees before top dead center. And now the next thing to do is to check the gap in our points to make sure that they are set at 15 thousandths when they're fully open. Now, something important to note is the magneto is not attached to the gearing of the engine. It's on the engine, but there's nothing in the engine that's rotating it as of right now. So we can rotate that around until it's fully open. When it's fully open, 15 thousandths. New battery in the camera, gap is set on those points, and now we need to get in and make sure that those points are opening when this engine is at 38 degrees before top dead center. The way to do that, I have a special little tool from my good friends over at Morris Magnetos. If you are working with a magneto, you need to have one of these magic boxes. Go buy you one. Basically, it lets you know that the millisecond that those points open up, it's gonna beep and it's gonna hold that beep. So you know that right when those open up, you're at the optimum point to put the gear onto the other side of the engine. So Jack, we're gonna go over to the other side, get around, get ready to get that gear on there, and then we'll be set to fire this thing up. Woo! Woo! All right, now the point is, Jack, don't let the other side move, okay? So this is the most difficult part. We think we got it. As long as Jack didn't let that other side move over there, we should be good to go. Now we have to put the timing cover on there, and so we don't get oil everywhere when this thing goes to fire up. So this is the trial and error portion of it. Hopefully the trial is a one and done. So let's get it done. You got fuel on it?
Yeah.
You know how to tickle the carbs?
Yeah.
You know how to kick it?
Can you kick it?
Are you able to kick it?
Yes.
Well, let's see. How many kicks do you think it's gonna take?
20.
20.
And then you get frustrated and make me get away.
That sounds like the typical time. Every time he comes over here, I'm like, just leave. I'll figure it out on my own. All right, let's see what you got. Kick it, see what happens.
take this and feel this? It don't feel right.
All right, so Jack had to run and pick up his daughter, and while he was gone, I went ahead and went through everything again. Haven't tried to kickstart it. Did find out the timing was off a little bit, so it got probably slipped a little bit when we were putting that gear back on. It's very particular. It's not an easy process when you're doing these old pre-units. So now I believe I have everything right. Should be able to fire this thing off, so let's go give it a try. Oh! It starts! I think we just need a little carburetor tuning and getting this thing buttoned up, but that's what happens when Jack leaves, you know? When he's around, things don't tend to go the way they should, so let me adjust these carbs and see if we can get this thing going a little bit better, and we'll wrap this video up. Hang out. All right, got some carbs adjusted. We should be able to fire this thing up and hear it idle. Alright, gotta hook up the kill switch still, but I'm leaving that up to Jack along with the foot pegs and the primary cover. But I think that's gonna wrap it up today, guys. 1960 Triumph TR6C Chopper. Man, I wish I wouldn't have let Jack have this one. Can't keep them all though. Well, with that, we're wrapping up today's video. If you are new around here, jump down and hit that subscribe button. If you really like the video, hit that thumbs up, turn those notifications on, and let everyone know what's going on right here at Weems Motor Co. Peace.